Hello, in this lecture we talk about the story and the title of the great poem, The Knight in the Panther's Skin. So we start with the story. In a nutshell, the story of the great poem, The Knight in the Panther's Skin, is about the adventures of two knights, Tariel and Oftandil. Tariel is the protagonist of the poem, is the man that wears the tiger skin, and Oftandil is the chief of staff of the Arab armies. In the next step, I will talk about the story in detail. Actually, the story of the red poem, The Knight in the Panther's Skin, can be divided into two parts. The first part is the search for Tariel, the protagonist of the poem, and the second part is the search for Tariel's beloved, Panther'S. So we start with the first part, the search for Tariel. One day, King Ostevan, who is the king of Arabia, goes to an hunting competition with Oftandil. Oftandil is the chief of staff of King Ostevan's armies. During the competition, they take a break and they rest under a tree. And all of a sudden, they see a mysterious knight flying by a river. So King Ostevan wanted very much to know who is that mysterious knight. Therefore, he sent slaves in order to contact him, but the mysterious knight reacts violently and kills all the slaves that were sent by King Ostevan in order to contact him, and then disappears. Tinatin is the only daughter of King Ostevan, and she loves Oftandil. Oftandil also loves Tinatin. So Tinatin asks for her beloved Oftandil to search to find the mysterious knight in 3 years, and in return she will marry him. So Oftandil goes to search for the mysterious knight all over the world, and after 2 years and 9 months he finds the mysterious knight. The mysterious knight tells him that his name is Tariel, and he was the commander of India's fleet, and he also loves the Panther'S. The Panther'S is the daughter of King Panther'S, who is the king of India. But the problem was that his beloved Panther'S was abducted. And from that point, he sank into deep depression. He was always crying and sobbing. And he also secluded himself in a cave with only a maiden by his side. The name of the maiden is Asmat. So Asmat helps Tariel to cope with the tragedy that he underwent. So Oftandil was very moved by the story of the mysterious knight Tariel, and therefore becomes friends of Tariel, and also promises Tariel to help him to find his beloved Panther'S. So that is the first part of the story, the search for Tariel. The second part of the story is the search for Panther'S, Tariel's beloved. So Oftandil searches Panther'S, and after a lot of searching and investigations about her, he finds out that Panther'S, Tariel's beloved, was abducted by the Kajis. The Kajis are demons. Therefore, Oftandil, Tariel, and Pridon, who is the ruler of the city Mungozanza, go to the country of the Kajis in order to rescue Panther'S from her captivity. But the problem was that the country of the Kajis is a fortress, and it is actually impossible to infiltrate to that fortress. The second problem was that the Kajis are very strong warriors. Therefore, it is impossible mission to rescue Panther'S from her captivity by the Kajis. But against all the odds, the 300 soldiers, together with Tariel, Oftandil, and Pridon, succeeded to do the unthinkable. That is to say, they succeeded to rescue Panther'S from her captivity by the Kajis. The story has an happy ending in the sense that after Dil marries Tiatin, and Ariel, the protagonist of the poem, marries his beloved, the standard John. So we finished to talk about the story of the red poem, The Night in the Panther's Skin. In the next step, I'll talk about the title of the red poem. Actually, it is not clear if the animal in the poem is a panther or a tiger. So we'll assume that the animal in the poem is a tiger, and therefore the title of the poem is The Night in the Tiger's Skin. The night is Ariel, the protagonist of the poem, that wears the tiger's skin. Actually, there is a particular chapter in the poem that talks about Ariel that kills a lion and a tiger. And the story of that particular chapter is as follows. One day, Ariel sees a lion that was chasing after a tiger. So Ariel thought that the intention of the lion is to kill the tiger, and therefore, in order to rescue the tiger from the hands of the lion, he kills the lion, and then he goes to the tiger to hug her. But the tiger was very angry on Ariel because of the fact that the tiger and the lion were not fighting with each other, they were just playing a game. And therefore, the tiger starts to eat Ariel very strongly with its paws, so Ariel could bear no more the blows of the tiger, and therefore he eats back the tiger, and with one blow, the tiger was killed. So it is actually a very tragic story because of the fact that Ariel risked his life in order to save the tiger from the hands of the lion. But at the end of the story, he was the one that killed the tiger. It was not intentionally, but still, as a matter of fact, he was the one that killed the tiger. So Ariel is very sorry about the fact that he killed the tiger, and he was also very angry on himself, and therefore he decides to wear the tiger's skin. So the tiger's skin was used by Ariel as a coat, in order to remind him that he killed the tiger that he loved so much. And the second reason that Ariel wears the tiger's skin is because of the fact that it reminds him of his beloved Nestander John that was abducted twice. So how come that the tiger's skin reminds him his beloved Nestander John? Because of the fact that the tiger's face was very similar to Nestander John's face. So there are two reasons that Ariel wears the tiger's skin. The first reason is because of the fact it is a reminder for him that he killed the tiger that he loved so much. And the second reason is it also reminds him his beloved Nestander John that was abducted twice. We know that the tiger's figure is a very important figure in the poem. How do we know it? Because of the fact that the title of the poem is The Night in the Tiger's Skin. But the question, why is the tiger's figure is a very important figure in the poem? And the answer is, as I already mentioned before, because of the fact that the tiger's face was very similar to Nestander John's face, Ariel's beloved. Okay, thank you very much.